As I'm looking at these hermetic principles, it's like you can't have one without the other. So if we go at the point of the all is mental, right, and then the other one is the law of correspondence, which is the principle of correspondence, right, as above so below. It's just automatically going to happen. Like, it just, there's no other option but for it to be that way. it it's no other option than for it to be the way, because you're doing the work from within, which is your, like, your universe. Your Everything's inside of you. Everything that you need is inside of you. And so there's no other option whatsoever than for it to manifest into your vessel, into your reality. It only makes sense. And like, I say this because as I'm speaking on it, I'm like, that is the only option. The only option would be for it to be as above so below. And I'm not sure if I shared about it, but like the little things that we do, let's say it's just drinking water, right? And then this, it says like it's ancient knowledge, right? But this is knowledge that we know. Like, that we know it works. The thing is that we forgot. We forgot, or we called it something different. And so what's happening is that we are so consumed by the programming, by this matrix that has us only using a certain side of our brain. And we're only using like 10% of our brain. So a lot of us are asleep. And so the matrix is designed to keep us asleep. Is designed to keep us focused on things that don't matter. Is designed to keep us focused on division. Is designed to keep us focused on judgment. To keep us stuck in our issues, in our problems, in our wounds, in our traumas. To make us pick something. Right? And so that's the same thing that's happening with our brain. We are being forced, without us knowing, to use a certain side of our brain, right? And so that means that we're not integrating both the feminine and masculine, bringing balance to it, because we need both. So there's light and darkness. Without the darkness, we wouldn't appreciate the light. And without the light, we wouldn't appreciate the darkness. We need both. And so I've learned about the brain in the sense of like integrating my feminine and masculine side of the brain, right? And so the right side is the one that we are to activate, and the left side is the one that we use, which is like, our ego, passing judgment, creating division, where there's a race, like, people get focused on race, people get focused on politics, people get focused on religion, right? And then it's making us choose a side, so that's creating separation. However, we are all one. We are all a percentage of God manifested into reality. As humanity, as our race, we are the human race, and we're all one. However, we all experience, our earthly experience is unique to each individual, depending on how we see it, depending on our perception, which has to do with our brain. So I'll give you an example, right? Our brains is the manifestation of our souls, right? So that's why people say, you're the observer, you're not your thoughts. And then for your heart, that's the manifestation of your spirit. That's why, let's say when you go to the doctor and the doctor asks you, well, have you been angry? Have you been upset? Those are spirits that you carry in your that manifest in your heart as like anxiety, depression, high blood pressure. So if you think about it like that, those are manifestations of what you truly are at your core, your soul. And so if you heal, right? If you heal your mind, you heal the observer, which allows you to connect with the Most High God, who is the observer. I don't know if somebody caught that. But we are all a percentage of God because God is within us. Right? And so we connect with God by healing, by not passing judgment, by letting go of everything that no longer serves you, taking care of your vessel. That means not engaging in things that are detrimental to your vessel. And that could just be as simple as like not overeating things that you know are no good for you. Right? Like I heard somebody speak, I was hearing a podcast and it spoke about how people lose their soul, and that like losing their soul is not what we think, right? It's like because our soul is in our mind, and because our soul is in our mind, right? And we are all one consciousness, right? Just having an individual experience, right? So the only thing individual that we do have is our brain. But collectively, we are a consciousness. So like if you look behind my eyes, there's a consciousness there. Behind each of our eyes, there's a consciousness. It's the same consciousness, except our brains are having an experience, which is individual to each one of us. That's a lot. Repeat it again. Rewind and repeat it again. Okay, so because of that, there's this saying like, do unto others as you would do to yourself, right? Because basically what I'm doing to you, I'm doing to myself, because we're all one. And so we all know right and wrong. Like, for example, with me, like I didn't grow up in the church or like with the Bible, but like let's say if I steal something, I feel bad about it. Like especially now that I've been like doing a lot of healing, I'll feel bad about it. Like no matter what it is, even if it's big or I feel bad about it. Or like if I do something wrong, I'll feel bad about it. I'll know I did something wrong, right? The same thing for all of us. We know when we do something wrong. So people, when we say like, you know, some people are like have sold their soul and things like that, they're going against their consciousness. They're going against right and what they know is right. Right? They know what they're doing is wrong. They're going against it, which is why sometimes I speak on how important it is what we listen to, what we put into, what we consume through our ears, through our eyes, through our mouth, because that affects our consciousness. Since the all is all mental. That was a lot. That was a lot. Okay.